a critique on, well, for graphic arts class, for the like last project, the logo critique. And I'd like to give you feedback, so if you need to resubmit, you can. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to go over the project itself, and in the end, you'll be again creating 3 businesses by following this little process here. So in the end, you get 3 businesses, and then you create 3 logos for each. 20 sketches for each of the 3-word combinations, so a total of 60 thumbnails. And then you pick your top 3 thumbnail sketches from each business. That means there are 9 logos in all that you are solidifying, simplifying, and finalizing. Okay, and they are presented like this on an 8.5 by 11 with the color version on top about 2.5 inches in size, and the black and white version at the bottom about 2.5 inches in size. Okay, so let's go through it, and you can see what each other has done, and hopefully learn from each other's mistakes and successes. So here we go. Trying to size this up. Okay, so this first one, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know the business at this point. They're not up for me. They're not listed on here. So I'm just going to run with this. What I would prefer to have seen would be, so first of all, these knives are making a definite square around this jewel. And hopefully there's a very significant reason why there is a square or a rectangle around this jewel, around this diamond. Looks like a diamond cut type thing. So that's, I mean, this square seems pretty significant. So I see a color and a black and white. Now the other thing is, as I squint at this, in other words, if I zoom out a bit, but squinting is a little bit easier to, I mean, a little more telling. If I squint at this, all I'm really seeing is 4 knives handles, and I'm sorry, kind of in a swastika looking pattern thing here. So it's, I think it needs some more black involved in the piece instead of relying on lines, okay? And I don't, okay. So I'm not sure if that rectangle was significant, because now the lines are just going up like this, and I don't know. Anyway, okay, so again, similar, you squint and we just get these 2 lines, 2 handles. Similar. So dealing with shapes would be a much better option for this. So as we reduce this down to about 1 inch or so, this little icon vanishes basically. So I think these marks here are, it's kind of a redundant. Here we see animal, here we see animal. So we maybe don't need that, just as a consideration. Okay. Similar here. These marks feel a little too detailed to be on this really simple pack. But I get what you're doing. And this dark blue really makes these trees vanish. The bear could stand out a little better with a lighter color, and so could the trees with a lighter color. This would, I feel like, need to have some black involved in it. I really like the idea of having like some animal / backpack company, but I think it still needs a bit of work on it. And you know, I squint at that. If this mask were maybe dark, and this keyhole light and maybe some marks on it to show dimension or something in white. Again, I just as a, I don't want to. We don't want to have like some border put around it as a, if it's not really needed, right? So I think this mask and this lock might be enough. In fact, I might increase the lock to a bigger size on the mask and remove these extra shapes. And yeah, and not outline it like this, but fill in the edges with black and the lock with black. The angry face for a company, probably not. Okay. All right, so we move on. Okay, all right. So I don't know. Here we got kind of an animal and hiking boot, or maybe cowboy boot. And not sure, and kind of like sun and jewelers, I guess. I think these get a little more detailed in here. Okay, based on what I've said, we're looking for shapes, not lines. So this is, if you squint at it, all you see is the footprint and the boot leaves. Here's why it's important. If you, let's say I've come up with a lot of logos or clients that need to have their logo either embroidered in one color, that's all they can afford, or silk screened on something, and one color is the best option. Or even another one color application might be etched on glass. It's not like you can do different colors on that. So it's important for the logo to read really well as in black and white. This is okay on this color, although 2 different sizes would probably be a better idea. But I would darken this shoe in, shoe boot print in, rather than leaving the lines. Yeah, this is a little better, although we're still, missing up here, and maybe you would need to darken it, or there's different ways of handling that. Again, if I squint at it, it's gone, right? Lines can't carry that. Same thing, same thing. And if you squint, I have a half circle. You need to darken those up and make sure they stand out. And this is a little better, and you could go much thicker on this border and on these separating lines in here, and a different shape on these to make them stand out. A little better, a little bit darker. I think if you darken it up maybe more so, that it would probably be enough. Candle Bakery, Crown Floral, and Zen Massage. Okay, so this is really nice. I guess this is the Floral Bakery, and is it? Oh, Candle Light Bakery. They have like tiaras on top of the flowers, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's kind of good. It's a nice black. I might make the bow dark, perhaps. These flowers just get a little too small for the relationship. Too detailed and too small. Yeah, and I might increase the flower to about this size. This is really nice. This one turned out great. It looks like a match and a spatula. Fantastic. This is a nice nice everything. It's looking, this one looks really good. I don't love this because it doesn't really follow it. I might darken up the middle and lighten up the where this white is here, but this black and white one is very, very nice. This is also looking really nice here. I might thicken up the lines up here a bit just so they don't vanish. But yeah, this is really coming along nicely. And this one too, I might yeah, I think it's looking good. I'd probably pull this away from the flame a bit somehow. Okay. Okay, all right. This might be something that I should know but don't. This little kind of a lowercase I on its side. This is nice here. Okay, all right. I think your strongest is this set here. And again, I think I've mentioned what needs to change on this one. All right, Psychic Lion. So we have a, okay. Again, this, I mean, I wonder if this crystal ball could have been darker and the Psychic Lion light. And just open up the jaws just a little bit. I see that it's kind of like in its teeth and it wants to wedge in there, so maybe that's enough. But I do think, you know, here you have it reversed, so you just want to keep it reversed on the black and white version. Okay, cool. I don't, so I kind of like what's going on here a little better. And I think if this were to match it, it would be stronger. See, so when I squint at it, there's similar values in here, and so the whole face gets very dark and almost unreadable, but I come down here and I go, oh, now I can read it, okay. Again, this reads a little better than this one. I'd probably just lighten up that purple-blue gradient back there. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Reads nice. Hopefully that, oh, that circle's a paint bucket, right? Easy. Easy peasy. Yeah, great, great. Read that fine. This gets a little bit difficult to read, but it's cool. Maybe straight up and down might be the better route here. Here, this gradient is really bad. Just so hard to read. Where a solid color would make a lot more sense to me. In fact, I might do a solid color on everything just to keep it a little more graphic, in my opinion. I thought this one was interesting because it's missing the word here. And I might make those whites a little bit larger just so we can read what's going on, which may mean to simplify a little bit. So maybe instead of having a 1, 2, 3, 4, like a few points, maybe you just have one zigzag, right? So making these lines bolder and stronger might mean to simplify, but it can still read very similar to this. It's kind of cool. So this one gets a little complicated down here. And maybe too much wheat. I might get rid of these on the side. I know that might leave it a little empty here, but maybe you, I'm not really sure. Maybe you put another circle inside it and it doesn't touch. I don't know, but it just gets a way too complicated in here. And I think those lines need to get thicker and simplified in here. This is probably one of my favorites, just because it's so straightforward, super easy to read, and it kind of has excitement. It says boar and wild. If this one had the same type of strength as this, I think just because of the values we're working in here, it's a little bit dulled down, and then there's a backdrop, and yeah, just go for some big old flat colors on this, and I think you'd be a lot better off. So those are some nice set. I did kind of thumb through a lot of these, so they may not be at the beginning. Okay, so some type of an ice cream on a slant, and I guess that's a cone, so that seems kind of significant. But the yellow is just so hard to read on anything. I rarely think of a logo that uses yellow as just this bright of yellow as a shape on its own. It's just, you squint at it and it's really not even there. This looks pretty nice. I might darken the spoon a little bit and play with values in here, but yeah, that's working pretty nice. Yeah, I think your second one's probably the better one here. I'm not sure what this one is. I see a shell, I see a pig. Now I see a shell and a, I don't know what, castle and a tie, and a lucky shell. So I'm a little confused, but the logos, like this logo, at least it's all separated very, very nicely, right? The black and whites. And the meaning, I think, needs work, but it reads very easily. It's not overcomplicated. But yeah, we'll have to work on meaning. This one I thought was really intriguing and kind of fun to look at once I figured out it was a footprint. I might flip it the other way so it's walking, you know, the foot is facing toes up, heel down. I think if this were up on signage, someone would be walking down into the earth or the dirt instead of facing up and walking into sky, which, I don't know, seems a little more hopeful. I thought this one was clever too, but I like this one. This feels like a kid's version of this one. So like I said, here's an adult shoe, and then here's the kid version of it. It's pretty good. I like that. I thought that was really clever and really nice colors for a kid logo version. Okay, again, I don't really know what this one is, but as I go down here, the lines are not, they need to be thicker. It needs to work more in shapes. Same with this one, we're relying on line a lot. Same here, although this one's really one of my favorite of your logos. This one here is very nice. If it were in, you know, in black, yeah, it'd read really easily. Maybe these lines were across the black were in white. I do like this continual line idea, and hopefully that goes back to some type of concept. I thought this one was clever. Yeah, probably this is more my favorite here. And I think maybe instead of going black, just thicken these lines up a bit, and that could be the logo as a thought, just because you lose the lines altogether. The whole line thing is gone. Okay. This is kind of a hard read. There's a lot of things in here. We have some kind of trees or mountains. It's hard to tell which. And then a sun and some kind of a river and then a drop. So we're just saying too much, I feel. I think it needs to be pared down a bit. This one is probably one of the clearer ones, although it's relying on line, but the idea is nice where you have half the earth and then a mountain. Yeah, maybe not on this one. I just don't think the mountains are divided up correctly as far as either light hitting them or snow on the top. It's just kind of a random white mass on the mountain. Okay, so this one, I think I like the idea of using the salt as the salt thing, right? I mean, as the sodium as on your salt. However, it does use line. It's in a box. I'm not sure why it's in a box. And we don't have 3 logos of this one. We need 2 more ones just like this, just like I mentioned at the beginning. I do really like this one a lot. I think it can be strengthened using shape, not line again. And that's clever as well. Okay. And I'm going to run through. Oh, these need to load. That's what. So we'll give it a little time. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of hoping these might get refined a little bit because anyway, and you know, used shape more than line. We'll see how it turned out here. Okay, we're looking at this next set of logos. I'll try to enlarge this so I can see. And I'm just scrolling down to the final. All right, so I mean, I do see the bird silhouette, which is great, and I see this white thing on it, which it reads pretty nicely. And if I zoom down a little bit, however, I have no clue what this is. I don't know if it's a window pane or a solar panel, but it's or something different, you know, like a cage or a jail cell, or I don't know, I'm trying to put a finger on it. And this yellow is not working real well because it's hard to read that yellow, as I mentioned previously. If this bee were not outlined, it would be much better. And I don't know what this is on. I think that's pretty important. Kind of looks like a key, but, or like the end of an old-fashioned like key, but little, not sure what that is. Okay, here we have another bird with a, I guess a key, might be a digital key. But really having the end show somewhere, maybe even on the other side, if it's a key. Right now it's like he's smoking a cigar with this digital thing. Gosh, I wish I'm sure it says up here. But it's not loading very well, so. Oh, so there was something there. Oh, hotel name. Oh, so it is a key. Okay. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It doesn't look like a key to me. Or a hotel. Oh, I guess it's a skyrise building. Yeah, I would not do a one location kind of look of a building, because what if, I don't know, there's a lot of things. I mean, if the hotel is like, if they have buy another hotel, or if they remodel or something, I think this is a high rise and I just would not go that route. And it's just a little too solid. Do you know what I mean? It's a little too like and generic. It's hard to tell what that is. The bee, there's probably better ways of putting a bee on there. And also if he's sitting on a key, this is really thin to read as a key. So look at some actual keys. And then it's also good to have the round end, because then it makes people go, oh yeah, that's the key, right? So just Google some old vintage keys. So look at some images, but yeah, I mean, they're round, they have, but generally there's this thing. If you just show like this half right here, it really doesn't read as a key. You need to have the entire thing on there for it to read well as a key. Okay. Get back to, oh, here we are. Okay. Yeah, and on this one, it might make sense, since we need to see the whole side of the key, is to make that other round side in this bird's mouth. Okay. It seems like this shape is significant because it's not an ordinary shape. And this is way too light for coloring. I would probably thicken and simplify these suds, and I don't know if this is a significant thing, this rounded bit and this very unique handle, which makes all my attention go to this handle, to be honest, and kind of this round thing. This doesn't look like a drip, if that's what we're going for. Here's a drip, and you know, the light lines are kind of an issue. If this were dark in here, that might help, and have some white dots, and then simplify these dots here. This is a little bit better, but it looks like a neon sign a bit, so it's not terribly. So again, I would thicken, because when I squint, it barely holds together. Islam, first aid, some kind of star. I'm not sure what. It's a little bit frustrating not being able to read these. Do you know what I mean? Not able to visually understand what's going on. Maybe this is, are we looking at the vet? No, not yet. We're looking at this one, which is, oh, yeah, I kind of remember these, but, oh, it's like a vet, first aid, vet, it's like a vet, I think. Oh, yeah, I don't know, okay, so, I don't see anything that says animal or vet in here. This one, I mean, blocks and the mobile seem like baby, but I don't, is this a baby doctor? If so, what is this right here? And I'm not sure what the one is either. Anyway, here we kind of have a onesie with a first aid thing on it. What do I say? I don't think that the onesie is like a really great icon for a baby. Okay. It's not, it just doesn't, it's not across cultures. It's there's a lot more things that are more baby. I mean, like you have like a mobile, but also bottles, pacifiers, diapers, more than onesie. This seems kind of I don't know, to me, too narrow. I'm really a little confused, or I don't know what these things are right here. I like the colors and the flavors, it seems fun. I don't like the outlines of these letters, and I feel like these should use shapes, these kind of tall rectangle things, and then where do they go? They just kind of vanish. I think they need to be grounded on something. Cherries are nice. Yeah, this one is a little stronger than the color one. However, I think these elongated rectangles, boy, excuse me, do need to work with shape instead of line. Okay. So I think anatomy needs to be looked at first. I think a lot of people in a gym can identify anatomy issues, and this one is an anatomy issue. Also the chain, if this is supposed to like be a strong arm breaking a chain, the chain should be more substantial, stronger. Yeah. And so it should be 3 of each, right? Okay, so here's one where we have a color and a, I think this crown needs to be in front of the taco. Taco needs to be wearing the crown. Probably wouldn't do the outline because, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You need to come up with another solution than the black crown because it looks like it's on fire or something. I don't know, like a black fire. Talked about those. So yeah, we need to see 3 logos like this for each. Okay. All right. Let's head, oh, maybe we started right there. Again, I did already kind of go through these. Okay. Shark and game productions. I do see the shark. I don't see the game production. Okay. Yeah, this one is pretty nice, but it's relying on some hardware that's going to change. This is nice, but it's also relying on hardware that's going to change. Because a lot of mice now are not like cord-based, right? Or they're trackpad. So this kind of dates you back to the 2000s or the 1990s. So another version of this would be good. Dolphin and ceiling fan. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would try to make these dolphins look a little nicer. They're a little skinny for, I mean, they're kind of sickly for a dolphin now that I look at them. And this circle also could be a little more symmetrical. It looks like it's kind of, looks like my fan is going to get wobbly or kind of junk. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like a precise swirl. And you can do that in Illustrator, you just have to look it up. There's a way to, same here, you have to do it. So this is our, a dolphin fin versus a shark fin. I mean, it's hard to know. Okay. I'm not sure what these are. Okay, so finalized design for the game and shark thing. I guess my I'm just gonna do a quick Google for like motherboard. I can look at some images. So, and actually let's go large so we can see it close up. Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at this. So if you want to make a motherboard look like them, you got to make these things look kind of somewhat like if someone were to crack open a phone or a computer or something that, or a tablet, that they would see. And I'm not totally sold on the idea that this does it, right? So, I mean, if maybe this square with like these little knobs on the end, or you know, somehow where we go, oh yeah, that's definitely the inside of a computer. This one, there's not really any indicator that that's what it is. Okay. And again, I'd get a healthier looking dolphin. Because that one looks a little bit, yeah. So just take that and trace it, like copy that, go into Illustrator, trace it. I know the fin's not exactly right on here, but you'll have to find one where it is. See how this one feels a little bit healthier, has like this nice curve. Yeah. I guess so. So we're looking for a good dolphin shape, just so we can, because all of us have seen dolphins, and yeah, that's not the ideal dolphin shape. Okay, keep finishing this up. I'm not really sure what this one is. Yeah, so this, I mean, just to make this read correctly, not to say anything about the concept, it should have a circle in the middle. And I don't really know what this flower is. And this one is honestly not working. I'm just not sure what's, that one's not working. This one might be closer to it. And man, I wish I knew what that one was. Okay. Trying to find that last one with the flower and the, I see dolphin, shark, and then noodles. But I don't see the flower in here. Oh, is the flower? Oh, you got flour and then pasta, so that's what you did. So this is like a bowl, and this is might be the Leaning Tower. Oh, am I reading that right? And this is a flower and pasta. I'm not sure why we did the flower necessarily, but is this a flower native to Italy, first of all? Is it something that has some relationship to pasta? If not, I mean, maybe it's a daisy, so I actually think this is your best logo going, but I think it just needs to read like a more of a motherboard or an electronic device. Doesn't so much right now. Yeah, I do. I think that's your very best one going. Okay. Yeah, and I probably wouldn't use such a very what is the word? A cliche for a flower. I think there's a lot of other more romantic. So pasta can be thought of as romantic. I mean, you have to put some type of a feel to it, right? So what is like what would help communicate this pasta feel? This one feels pretty generic and a little bit yeah, it needs to have something, some more meaning and to it. Okay, so this a dog head blood bone. Yeah, this isn't a great black and white. All this dark, I mean, we could take all the red dark. Anyway, this when I squint at it, all I'm seeing is a circle, a spike collar, and an eye with words. The dog vanishes. Same with this one. I mean, you have this cut off here. Just make him black, make this black, 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 these spikes black, the eye white, and the teeth black, and it would be a great. Just each part needs to read correctly. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is pretty nice. If you were to take this to black and white, I think you couldn't do the dragon body black and then the smoke black, right? You'd have to pick one or the other. So it might be the dragon body since it's a little darker. And that means these horns can go white and the eye can go white and the teeth and maybe a mouth line. And then the smoke would have to be more of an outline, but thicken it up and then have this bookworm inside that. Yeah, this is nice. I feel like there's some type of weird tangent right here. I might pull that head out of these wings so it has a really awesome silhouette. And it almost does if this wing went under the jaw and then hooked in right here. Do you see what I'm saying? Or maybe if anyway, somehow, and when I squint at it, I don't see this because this is a really nice looking head here. And I think if it was part of the silhouette, if we could see it without interfering this wing into it, it would be really nice. And I think if this wing shape went down and then hooked into here somewhere, it would be really, really pretty nice. And then obviously on this black and white, this part would need to go black, and the eye white, the teeth white, and the lines are not working here, right? So we need the similar black puppy with white eyes, white tongue, black cupcake thing with white lines, and then a much thicker circle. Okay, and hopefully you get the idea of we need shapes, not lines on these. Okay. Oh, what I liked on this one a lot was not that one. Oops, let's run back to the beginning here. Nope, not that one. Avocado hat. It's a little stretched out, the avocado. Pits are, so it needs to be more not stretched out. Not really sure. When I squint at it, it's like a big black circle. So somehow you need to separate what is what by changing things white. Okay, like could be the white tail. If that's not reading correctly, maybe the background goes white. But something like that needs to change. Now this, I don't even know what this is. This is a strange shape right here. Yeah. So I like the idea of these being very simple circles. Then this should also be simple instead of kind of organic or ergonomic type thickness thing. I'm not really sure, but it needs to, yeah. No clue. No clue. Okay. I'm wondering why it's just stopping here instead of going all the way around. Okay. All right. Yeah, so this one I would say just like, I'm not sure if this is an app or what, but this background, this circle needs to go white. This little drip or orange leaf needs to go white. So you're really close on this. I think I would strengthen the, once you make these changes, then make this logo look like it in value. This looked kind of interesting, because it looked like a piano with maybe smoke coming off it. I'm not really sure what those are. But I liked that one a bit, quite a bit. Let's see. Okay, yep. And then, so all the extra lines in here, we don't need. They just need to have an outline around them to separate the flowers. This extra outline in here is not needed. Here is not needed. Just need to have simple shapes, okay? Okay, all right. And yeah, go for simple shapes again, and don't stretch things out. Okay, good. Let me go back to, okay, so this one we're looking for black and white in color. I don't see the two parts of your business. I see a pretty nice owl, but I'm missing how that relate, it's an owl. What's the other part of the business, right? Okay. And yeah, that's a nice illustration, but it looks like fixing or something like that. But I guess I mean, all of these are kind of separate images, but they don't really, this one I can see beans and fire, I think. Possibly. But when the idea here is we're looking for two ideas put together. That's where it's making concept. I mean, these are nice images, but they're not logos yet. Okay. This is nice. The task wasn't really to put lettering and wording in. So after the first sketch, I was hoping you would take that out, but this is a good version of the black and white version of it, so that's nice. Yeah, okay. But I guess the question is how would you do that with the It's an arcade game, so I do see the Andromeda idea with the stars, but I don't see arcade going on in most of these. Foxfire Jewelers. Could strengthen that and this, but that's getting close. It's getting close. Getting pretty good. I'd probably relook at this fox's nose, the muzzle, and maybe ears a bit. I feel like it's a little bit not there yet. Getting close, not there. I like this one a lot here. It's more of a illustration. But when we come down here, this needs to have the same weight as this at least. So we need blacks and whites spread in here. But this is nice here. That's working okay too. I mean, hopefully everyone gets the idea now. We're looking for shapes, not lines, right? Okay, good. Okay, great. And then this is like a computer repair. And I'm not sure if we need to say it so many times. Let me go back to the beginning. Okay, this is really cute. I think that's great. Yeah, that's nice. It reads really easily, doesn't it? It's like super easy to read, so that's great. I think your middle one is the more successful one. This is nice, but that middle one is playful, and even the first one's playful and nice. Okay, yeah, it's cool. My concern is we're seeing, we already say dumbbells, so we don't need to say dumbbells and dumbbells again, right? We've already said it, so I think it makes it boring for the viewer to say this so many times. And it's like, okay, I get it. And it's like the idea, like you don't want to put a picture of an apple and say the word apple underneath it. You either put the picture on or you put the word on. You don't put both on. Oops. Okay. I mentioned before, it feels like he's throwing him up, they're throwing him up in the air. And I might have them exercising somehow rather than, yeah. I like this one a lot. I think that's nice. I'm not crazy about this block here. Wish there was something else we can do with it. I've already mentioned this hardware issue for me. Yeah, and I think this is nice, but this also, I mean, there's nothing that says computer in here, or tablet, or phone, or stuff like that. It just says rectangle. Same with this. I mean, it kind of does, but let's say in a year, the bezels, is that the black things are called, are going to be different, and that won't be recognized as a device. So you got to be careful with those. Keep going on these. Okay. So here we have the tent and the dragon. And that reads really nicely. I wish there was a better way to incorporate that tent in the dragon because it's like just kind of pasted on, but it's not bad. similar. I mean, to drag, and then we just stuck the 10 in. It's not like in the negative shape. It's not. Anyway. Okay. I'm not completely sure what this is, but it's pretty cute. I like how the black and white translated to the color. I think that was nice. Excuse me. The this kind of vanishes because it relies on line. I don't know what this is, but still kind of vanishes because it relies on line if you squint at it. It's kind of gone. This is a nice one. Oh, I would have taken this all to black and white, or like this whole figure black, this whole thing black, and then put these in white. And I think it would have been great, 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 great. Okay. Is this eye open or closed? If it's closed, maybe some lashes at the bottom. If it's open, maybe an eyeball. But right now, we don't know. Might be a hole in his head. I'm not sure. Okay. See a moon and a little tree start. Okay, all right. Yep, yep, that's a great black and white and color version of that. Nice. Okay, all right. Yep, okay, that's a good color version of that. A little thick, but better thick than thin. This is a little thin to me. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty good black and white. I'd probably get rid of grays. And you can simplify a little bit. Take this one out, take that one out. Just keep it really nice and simple. I'm not the shapes around all of these are kind of confusing, the dotted lines. I really don't know why those are dotted. Or the multiple circles. I think just, you know what I mean? Unless it's like super significant, probably shouldn't put it in. The dotted lines are just for logos and things. I think for like graphics on things, that's fine, but probably wouldn't do it on and this. Yeah, and these shapes around here are kind of, I'm not really sure what purpose they serve, because I see a baker and a rose, bakery and a rose. And I think there's a better way of incorporating that, because I can see the rose on top of a cupcake. You know what I mean? That kind of looks like a cupcake holder or paper. So it looks like yeah, I do see the baker's hat inside the cupcake, but it's already, baker is already one or the other. Okay. Yeah, yeah, kind of a flower in here, but all this other stuff is really not necessary. As long as this reads okay in here. And I think this is a candy, is that right? Okay. All right, well, we need to stick black and white in here, and this is working nearly very, very close to looking done. This one's okay. This edging is a little too much. And this is nice. It reads really well. Yeah. So good on that. And then this one, we're looking for the black and white and color on top of each other. So making this work in black and white is part of the assignment. Yeah. So yeah, let's do that on your next round. Is like take this logo, put it on top, and then put a black and white version on the bottom. Okay. And the thing is, you have to make these really pretty strong, right? They have to, even in color, they have to be strong. I think this one's working well. This I think is a little confusing in here, and this one, it's hard to know what these things are, these shapes. Same with this. Don't know what's going on. This feels more like a house, and it feels like a location. Flip-flop, like a beach flip-flop, which is kind of a cool idea. Feels like a beach, but like a button, which would... A button doesn't necessarily go with shoes, but seems to go with like a clothes, right? And this one I'm a little bit lost on. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. And yeah, you have some time to redo or to make revisions. All right, thanks.